Okay. Thank you.
It is 9 o'clock on the 8th of December, 2025. I'll call a regular meeting of Flores County Board of County Commissioners to order. If everyone can join me in the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
From our agenda workshop, do you have one addition, and that will be the transfer for Clara Ormiston, $500, resolution number 12-25-09 for discussion.
And a contract for Taylor. Oh, financial contract, whatever it's called, what's it called?
The auto agent agreement?
Yes, thank you. So next year.
Okay. Yeah, no.
I think we'll stick both of those in the business. Right. Have any other issues with the deletions?
We don't have anything. Make a motion, we approve the Board of County Commissioners agenda for December 8th, 2025. The additional items added under new business.
Motion from Commissioner Holman to approve the December 8th, 2025 meeting agenda with two additional items. One's turning on the auto agent contract. Wait a second.
That motion.
I have a motion and a second to approve agenda. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes, as well.
Yes.
Agenda is complete. Moving on to expenditures for consider vouchers. Does anyone have any questions?
I don't have any questions on the vouchers.
No.
Make a motion to approve expenditures. I have a motion from Commissioner Stasny to approve expenditures and a second. All in favor of approving expenditures?
Yes.
Yes, as well. Expenditures are approved. And it looks like we have a slate of minutes here. October 6th, the regular meeting, October 9th, special meeting, October 15th, special meeting, and weekly meeting October 20th. Are there any additions, corrections to the minutes as they're circulating?
I didn't find anything.
Make a motion to approve meeting minutes, October 6th, regular meeting minutes, October 9th, special meeting minutes, October 15th, special meeting minutes, and October 20th. Weekly meeting minutes.
I'll second that motion.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor of approving minutes?
Yes.
Yes. Minutes are approved. October 6th, 9th, 15th.
All right, well, in front of you, you have the record of proceeding for today's meeting, December 8th. We are reviewing the October 2025 financials. Point of order. Were you not supposed to have public speaking?
We can have public speaking. That'll be 5 minutes per comment. Do you have a comment?
I have some questions, actually.
Okay.
So my question is, why are the mills being approved today, even though they aren't due until December 15th? That's a statutory requirement.
They're due, they're not due on the 15th. That's the last day that they have.
For
Yeah, so we said-
entities reporting to you?
Yeah, so we set it today for our budget adoption. That way, if there's any questions, public hearing, it did give us a week.
So you're saying you're going to do this again? Because the school has not completed their mill levy certification.
So we're not approving yours. We are doing the counties, the ones within the county that the county actually certifies. We don't,
Actually, you certify ours.
yes. We get yours in on the 15th or prior to that. But the ones that we're approving today are the ones that affect the county's budget. The ones for the schools does not affect the county's budget.
I understand it doesn't affect your budget, but normally this meeting occurs on December 16th. And you guys have till the 22nd, and we submit ours to the Board of County Commissioners. You guys approve it as part of the mass. And then it gets entered by the county.
It gets entered, it gets sent from the county after you guys give it to us, then we give it to the assessor's office. We don't actually include the schools with part of the county's budget. The ones that we do today are for the county's purposes only.
But
that
county
in their
commissioners
county.
sign off on us, correct?
Actually, once you give it to us, then those papers, I just take them, you guys have signed them, I take them up to the assessor's office. They're already signed when we get them from you guys, by you guys, saying this is what our certification is. As budget officer, I sign the ones for the mill levies for the county road and bridge and social services. I do those and then give those copies to the assessor's office. You have to certify those to the county commissioners, which you're doing that by giving us that paper. You're certifying yours. We have several that Majors and Haley does for us. They're certifying that mill levy. They get them to us and make copies. I them to the assessor's office.
So there's no formal action of the board to receive those from the schools.
I thought there was, and like, we deal with 2 counties,
Right.
and San
Yeah.
Miguel will receive them as part of it, and like Montezuma County also won't hold their meeting until the 16th or later.
We're doing our budget hearing today because one of our commissioners won't be here next week. So that's why we're holding it today. And we have all of those certifications in our budget package. You guys are okay as long as you get them to us. We've never done it that way before. We can change that if you guys so choose or whatever, but we've never.
I like having it this day, especially for a public hearing, because if there's any additional input, anything we need to look into, we have until the 15th.
Right.
You
To
have
make
till
any
the
necessary
22nd,
changes.
right? I believe you have till the 22nd.
That was the 15th.
But certifications are supposed to be in by the 15th. Yeah, so
The counties are due the 22nd.
the counties are due the 22nd, so the sooner we can get them done, the better off for everybody. For us. And the assessor, so that's however you guys want to do the schools, yes.
I'm not understanding the problem with it.
We need them.
Okay.
We've been doing it this way for.
Have you had some problem with some interference with the school's process by doing it this way? Is that what you're concerned with?
Well, my impression is the county commissioners have to receive them in, and that's why they've always received them after the 15th. They give their budget hearing like last year was the 16th. Montezuma counties will also be after. San Miguel's, you can actually look and see that ours was part of it.
But is there some kind of problem?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
So
It's a change.
the final certification, once all of those mill levies are received and we give all of those to the assessor's office for the tax roll, then they do the final certification, comes out in a big form, everybody's is attached. They're certifying these are the correct mills that everybody has reported. And then we send that to the state once that's all done, so.
Okay. As long as you're assuring us it doesn't
Yeah.
affect us.
No,
Okay, problem. Yeah.
but I'm aware of it, won't affect you guys.
And,
Should.
yeah.
Okay. So in front of you, you have the record of proceedings and the October 2025 financials. no unexpected expenditures there. We can see that, we're of course overexpended in our APS and also our county administration line. That's pretty typical for this time of the year. Just as a reminder, we're not entirely overspent because we actually had money that came in July. And if we were overspent, our bottom line there would cover our over expenditures, but according to the state budget, we're not overspent from this. And then the next pages there will be, the next pages that will be sent to the Protest Journal for posting. And the last pages are our current, as of October 31st, our balance, with the treasurer's office and all of the checks that were submitted and cleared, for the month. Any questions?
I don't have any.
I have none.
Nope.
And I would ask for approval for the record of proceeding as the October 2025 finance, please.
Make a motion to approve the regular proceeding for December 8th, 2025, as well as our financial documents for October 2025.
You want to second that?
Motion and a second to approve the regular proceeding for December 8th, 2025, still the financial document for 2025. Any further discussion?
No,
All in favor?
yes.
Yes.
Yes as well.
Thank you. We also have a Warmiston fund request. I'm not sure if that was that on your agenda this morning.
Added it this morning. What is the resolution number you have with it?
I don't.
Oh,
So I was hoping that I.
you just have one, right?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we did one at the end of the month meeting and then one today.
Okay, perfect. That resolution number will be 12-25-09. And we've added it to new business. So
Thank you. Appreciate that. So as you guys know, in one of part of it, I received the Tracy Archer Humanitarian Award. If you could just actually see that plaque. Here it is. I also have the nomination form if you guys want to read over that at all. I'll pass them along to you. Nominated by LaPlata, Archuleta, and Montana McCombs awarding. So it was very unexpected and big.
We were all looking at each other like, you know anything about this? And you know anything about this? We knew nothing about it. We were happy excited.
But
And then our husbands were
great.
here.
Yes, my husband walked in and surprised me, so that was also very wonderful. Appreciate you guys being there.
It was nice. I the same people that even.
we're honored to see you receive that.
Yes, we were.
Award. Amazing. Big things.
Yes, sir. Knew Tracy well,
Yeah.
very well. Was even.
Is this the first one? It's not the first one, no,
He'd done it for a couple of years.
First one for Dolores County.
Scouty,
Yeah.
I think we've done it for 4 years.
Oh,
So,
Been on that long.
yeah,
It's nice to have it in Dolores County for the reasons, yeah. It's pretty special.
You were shocked.
I'm kicking myself a little bit because I did not get a picture with, who would, the gal, Barb Golden, who would have been Tracy's deputy director in Mesa County. So I have plans to maybe go up and see her and actually get a picture with her with the award. So, yeah, be really cool to be able to do that. And it was definitely an honor to have received it, and especially during this time of uncertainty. And a big thank you to my staff for you guys and all that you.
Can I read this?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the nomination form, for the Tracy Garter's Humanitarian Award. Belinda Evans personifies the traits that are integral to the Tracy Garter's Humanitarian Award. She's a strong and calm presence for her county and for her peers. As the first and only Director of Social Services for Dolores County, Melinda set a tone of teamwork while she built the department from the ground up, determining staffing levels, creating an initial budget, furnishing space, coordinating with our state partners, and creating positive and constructive relationships with the county commissioners. Melinda did all of this while balancing the sensitive dynamics of continuing to work effectively with Montezuma County Social Services, from whom Dolores County was separated. Melinda was key in recognizing that Dolores County would best be served through their own department that knows and understands the residents, and she was able to carry that vision to fruition. As part of her recognition that Dolores County children, youth, and families benefit from local connections, Melinda is a foundational member of the local collaborative management program. She is the chair of her county's interagency oversight group and has been for years. Over the last year, Melinda has taken steps to more closely align the Dolores County CMP and the Montezuma County CMP, and has initiated a joint strategic planning effort for next fiscal year. She has the vision to know when we align practice and program, we are able to expand the breadth of those that can access preventative services. In another effort to best serve the children, youth, and families of her county and region, Melinda joined the 22nd Judicial District Best Practices Court Team, even though this requires additional time and work from her team and herself. She feels strongly that participating in this collaboration, she will better support those involved in court proceedings and reunify families' time. In addition, she is an important voice at the Best Practices Court Team meetings and is willing to bring up the realities of the work child welfare does, even when it would be easier to be silent. Melinda shows her humanity and inclusion by taking the lead on regional projects, such as the behavioral health grant. Through her vision of what could be, Melinda wrote a $650,000 request on behalf of her region and submitted it to the Office of Behavioral Health. This grant was awarded, resulting in an extraordinary level of support and services for residents of the Four Corners area, as well as county staff members for 2 years. As part of this process, Melinda hired a staff member to manage the large grant and processed and tracked all of the payments for the many services that were provided regionally during this period. This allowed her partner counties to provide resources and services to community members without excessive time or bureaucracy to implement the process. Melinda also took the lead on a regional grant to support a disability navigator. Through her determination and creativity, Melinda located and hired an advocate to help our most vulnerable residents through the complicated Social Security application process. When the grant funding was rerouted to a different state agency, Melinda expressed to our state partners how critical this funding was to provide guidance and reassurance to our at-risk adults. Although the funding was ultimately lost because of legislative changes, Melinda's advocacy had made a long-term difference for many adults with disabilities who were able to access the ongoing support and services for which they are eligible. Melinda steps up to take care of invisible tasks, such as taking and sharing notes at meetings and helping to plan and organize the CHSDA conferences. She was part of the hiring team for the recent CHSDA program coordinator, spending hours reviewing applications and interviewing candidates, including traveling to Denver from Dolores County in February. Her collaboration shines through in these situations with her earnest commitment to doing what is best for her colleagues, even when it means more work for her. Melinda is a member of the Southwest Opioid Response District, representing Dolores County on this regional alliance. She is honest and open during these meetings, asking tactful and direct questions about how individuals in the most remote parts of the region will be able to equitably access the services and supports that are being provided in more populated areas. Melinda's long experience in this rural area serves residents well, as she knows the realities of transportation, housing, and employment challenges, and she is willing to continue to point them out to be sure these voices are heard. As the director of a very small office, Melinda is acutely aware of professional and personal pressures that her staff members experience. She implements creative ways to support her staff members, seeking to balance the demands of the multiple programs they each work in with time away from those responsibilities. During Melinda's time as director, she has grown her own family, somehow finding time to nurture her boys while staying on top of a challenging an ever-changing job to which she is deeply committed. We enthusiastically recommend Melinda Evans, the 2025 recipient of the Tracy Garcher Humanitarian. Melinda puts the human in human services every day as she strives to always support the children, youth, families, and at-risk adults in her community. She respects the values and resources of her neighbors and works hard to understand their strengths and help them. And it's from La Plata, Montezuma, and Archuleta.
I have to admit that today was the first time that I read that and heard it. When you were sitting in the conference, I was, yeah, taken aback and very shocked. I was honestly like in the middle of sending Miranda an email about some things that we needed to do when they were announcing the award. And so I was at 100% paying attention. So thank you for reading it, Eric. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
We-
Congratulations.
We know you do a good job and we see the award, but it's important, because it's a long list of things you do, especially most of the invisible tasks and the work behind the scenes that nobody sees.
Yeah. Thank you. It's neat to hear my accomplishments listed out in that way too. Yeah, thank you. Great. I appreciate it. Well,
We do have goodies over there. if
thank
Anybody
you.
wants to do it.
Enjoy them.
I love it when Melinda gets a little.
Great. I have to say, she's a pretty amazing boss. I don't regret working for her at all. So I love it. I love every day of it.
We all do.
Well,
Are they just saying so they can?
I think too good on
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you guys. You're wonderful people to work with. Thank you. I want to provide you all with an update on the eligibility wonderfulness that's happening. Great timing with my apple here at the same time, so it's wonderful. The directors are continuing to work with state healthcare policy and financing, as well as the Department of Human Services. We asked, I think I've shared with you guys previously, where the state is wanting us to move to this district type model of shared services. So here's that district map, just so you all can see that. It was very confusing to a lot of the directors around how they broke up the counties, because typically our region, we usually have the 5-county area, so Archuleta, La Plata, San Juan, Montezuma, and Dolores, and they broke that up differently. So they took out Archuleta and included San Miguel and Uray counties in our regional area. We're not quite sure really why they grouped people the way that they did. So there'll be we have a request into them to reorganize some of those district areas in a way that makes more sense. So for our region, that would include Archuleta in our area. We would keep San Miguel and Uray, just because our county sites are more in line. And then ask for some other changes, especially for our western slope region. So the Rio Grande and what's the top right corner there?
Well,
No, in the light blue would be our other southwest region, which would include Mesa,
Rio Blanco.
Rio Blanco. So we're asking them to reorganize that as well, but this is essentially their 11 district areas that they came up with from the state.
They've already determined the regional hubs with
Yes.
what's highlighted.
Yes. And so the second part of that is we requested that they reconsider potentially who the regional hubs are. And that the district areas should be able to nominate and determine who their regional hub would be. I've already talked with the other directors in our area. And we are planning, they are also planning to their boards. But our request would be that certainly we get to determine who that hub would be. I can't say with 100% certainty that La Plata won't want that position. I talked with the Montezuma County Director, they are interested in it, and I would share that I'm certainly also interested in having this be that hub for the region. We've done those financing options for our county and region work, so I don't see why we wouldn't be able to take that on. But certainly the board needs to know that it would include the potential of having to hire some of the employees from those other counties, and I don't know that this county's in a position be able to.
I think that there's not really many counties that would be in a position to hire additional staff for it. Unless they're getting additional funding from the state.
They're not. So what they're doing is, if you go back to our budget, they're essentially taking the monies back from every county for the food assistance, home care allowance, old age pension, all of the Medicaid programs. Sorry, our you look at there, you see the HICPUF regular and HICPUF enhanced county administration. All of that money from the counties across the state will be taken back and then redistributed to these district areas. So we don't know what those funds will look like. I think there's a lot of uncertainty there. You know, it's unlikely that we'll all get an even share of money. So it might be dependent upon what our current allocations look like for the area and then just having them regrouped. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, the liability piece for the county would be, of course, having staff that would be county staff, but would be housed in the there could be costs associated with renting space from those other counties to house staff. Staff being allowed to work from home or remote opportunities. Potentially some concerns around IT service, and equipment. So those are all things that I think the county should consider, and I will be willing to share more information as I get from the state.
My guess would be that the majority staff for whichever regional hub, any additional staff will be telecom.
Yes. The state said that they want at least one person in every office, which is a very bizarre request in the sense of I think that they're wanting that to maybe mitigate some costs around having to pay rental, like space fees to other counties, if that makes sense.
I don't understand, how would you put someone in every office?
They have to have at least one, their requirement is that at least one person in every office is available in every office to take walk-ins, to take applications.
I see what you're saying.
Those types of.
Not every county office, wherever the hub is.
No, every county office within that district has to have at least one person in the office.
Are they gonna pay for it?
It would have to be paid for by whatever allocation that district.
Goes to the regional hub.
Mhm.
So
So all the money will go to the regional hub. So in this example, La Plata County would get the money for our entire region. They would then have to contract or hire employees in every single county to have at least one employee in every single county.
not necessarily a specialist, just a human
Perfect.
live body.
Which, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't hire someone who has the skills to do all of the applications and all. stuff already, that just makes common sense. They could pay for a front desk person or part of a front desk person's time, whatever.
Go
That's
ahead.
fine. And then, so would our one person, at least one person, would they work for the hub county?
Yes,
They'd be hired and retained and go through HR and everything else with the hub county,
yes,
and then they would pay us for office space?
potentially.
Wow.
It, a mess. Certainly. I think the state is pulling back to see what counties sort of decide and is the most appropriate way to go about all of that, the hiring, how every employee is broken up, etc.
How does the county decide that if they're telling us
The counties,
the hub?
We would appeal to the hub.
yeah, we would appeal to that for employees and
So we would be directly negotiating with La Plata County to hire someone and their benefits and their salary and everything else. And why would we be involved in that?
we wouldn't necessarily be involved in. It would be La Plata County deciding if they want to hire one of our employees. And then they would get La Plata County benefits, etc.
Theoretically, they could send somebody from La Plata County out to be that person that would be, and we
Potentially,
wouldn't have any.
yes.
I mean, potentially someone might get La Plata County wages living here.
It happen, hopefully, if that is the case. And for somebody to hire out here,
I'm trying to
already
look for-
making the job.
Trying to look for some positive.
Some positives would be that it all would depend on the allocation. I mean, whatever allocation is given to the district area, that district hub would then decide, okay, I have X amount of funds. I can hire X amount of people to do this service.
I can't imagine La Plata County is gonna wanna have HR over people strewn over a 4 or 5 county area. I just, that seems odd to me. Knowing those folks, can't imagine that sounds fun to them either.
So I would share that if the county would consider it, I think that we would be in a good position to be the district hub. Because we're centrally located, our CSAT measures are phenomenal. Montezuma County just got a CSAT award this last year, and that's the first award in, I don't know how many years. We've had CSAT awards for at least 10 years now, every year. So I think in that way, our numbers are really good. It would certainly be up to the county on how much liability they would want to absorb with the potential of hiring staff and, some of those things. We could look at, I don't know what the allocation will look like, but it would be a lot of consideration around what salaries would need to happen if there is IT work that needs to be absorbed, because La Plata County has their own internal IT. We are a state organized IT, so the state provides our IT service for us. I don't know.
I feel like in every one of these hubs, there's gonna be a reduction in force.
Most likely. Yeah. I don't see how there could not be.
Yeah.
The other thing that I think is a positive for us is that we already have generalist technicians trained. La Plata does not have generalist technicians. They only do one piece of each eligibility program. So that's a benefit to us, and that we already know what that work looks like. Montezuma County similar, they have generalists. San Miguel and Uray also have generalist technicians, so we're all aligned in that way. They all know what to expect from kind of generalist.
Why do you think, the hub county would have a reduction in workforce as well?
Like the impetus for this is the state budget that's so. To cut in the costs.
But if the hub county,
Well, maybe not the hub county, but the region itself.
okay,
Is gonna see a
that's
reduction.
what it,
So my thought was, I mean, if we're a regional hub, there's gonna be a reduction in surrounding counties
Okay.
and there's gonna be an increased workload. That's- Which I think we could do, especially depending on state funding. I was just thinking on the regional level, what it's gonna look like and. Really,
Yeah,
so then. Would our HR person be hiring people over in Archuleta County for benefits? And they come over here for the interview, or what would they do?
2 virtual interviews, in-person interviews, I think we could do a combination. You know, I think that, I think that there would be, you know, we would want to interview those people, we'd have to put those jobs out anyway. But I think that a lot of the smaller counties already has that workforce that's working well. And so that would be certainly the first consideration on my part, and the people who are already there.
So we'd also get the enjoyment of having to go around and fire all these people as well, probably,
No,
no?
that would be. We've already been having those conversations of, this is our expected date when those funds are not going to be available any longer, so. I assume that other directors are also having that conversation with their actual.
And that they'll all have to reapply to wherever the hub is.
Yes,
And I'm sorry, so who has a say so over the hub? And maybe is this a vote amongst the regional counties, or is the state going to decide who the hub is?
so the state put out this map.
Yeah.
That basically indicated that's who they would choose as the hub county. And they said that it was based off of their timeliness measures, the employment capacity and
so that's just more like population based.
Yeah.
Than anything for any other
Yeah.
metric.
Voter base,
Um,
so you have to leave that out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, that's it.
and a couple of other things that I can't remember now. But as the Directors Association is first asking them to reorganize the maps, the districts. And secondly, allowing the districts to either nominate or choose who the hub would be based off of the criteria that the state has already.
I find it hard to believe that Plata County will give that up without a fight.
Well, I mean, they're putting the counties against each other, right? That's
Absolutely,
this is ridiculous.
But I don't see why, so as the Board of County Commissioners, I know that your association, CCI is already written a letter on some of this. But I think that would be maybe a pushing point for CCI to say, look, you've given us the parameters, but we need to decide how this works. Because the liability is with the county, not with the state on her service.
I mean, the regions itself, I think need to be looked at, and then how the hub is. Because I feel like we probably have the best personnel to be the hub. Biggest challenge probably be IT.
Yes.
Archuleta in the Alamosa region is ridiculous.
In between them.
That's a ridiculous organization.
That makes no sense, and certainly how the northwest section is broken up, Dennis, for them to be included with Mesa County doesn't make any sense. That's not how our,
Yeah.
when you're interacting with folks across county lines, they're not interacting with Mesa County as much as they're interacting with the other northwest counties. So that's why we're asking for some of that to be redrawn. There's a lot of other issues with the map that they've put out. I mean, like you said, there's a several mountain passes in between counties and how they organize business, it just doesn't make sense. I'm wondering though, if they did this based off of how counties are performing. So they put counties that are performing really well with counties that are maybe not performing as well to boost those, to even out the performance numbers, if that makes sense.
Which is not fair for our county.
Yeah.
Across the board, it's not.
But it's all, and the thing that I really want for you guys to hear is that state is saying this is not a cost saving measure for this first year, for the first year. It's a cost saving measure long term for the HR one. So they know that in this first year, things are going to be horrible.
Implementation.
Yeah.
Chaotic and substantial.
Chaotic, because not only are they doing this, they are completely getting rid of the current eligibility program that we use. And creating a new eligibility software. They're scrapping our current software, getting new software. They're creating a call center for the states. They're also creating a centralized scanning location for across the state, which makes no sense. And are looking at doing a few other, like what they call shared services. And as the Directors Association, we asked for them to do this, every district should have their own call center, should have their own scanning center, etc. That just makes sense. And the state said, nope, absolutely not. We're doing the statewide system for these shared services, and then we're creating these districts, and that's non-negotiable. So,
Schemes. Nobody on the western slopes can.
no. I think about all of the people who bring in their original documents to us that we copy and save. I just can't imagine someone sending off their birth certificate or their social security cards or wherever in the mail. It doesn't make sense. But that's mine.
So then how does if Dolores County wanted to go after the hub status, how does that process start?
Well, first year, getting the commissioner's blessing to
How do you do that
Do
without
that.
knowing what the
We
compensation rates are?
financials alone,
we won't have any of that financial information until probably closer to June, July.
where it's already decided and.
I mean, if you're. To me, this is ridiculous, and frankly, whose HR policy are you following? Whose county HR policy? And then are you gonna put the burden on Lenore to, basically familiar, you know what I mean? Implement our HR policy across all these different county lines?
And that's where
It would
the
be substantial.
liability issues and all of that is certainly something you all need to discuss and consider.
You probably need an additional person just to manage all of that.
Mhm.
All of it.
You would, and I mean, think about, again, attorneys are always programmed to think about the worst, but. What if you have a harassment in San Juan County? You got some harassment in the workplace going on between your worker and our non-workers who are under completely different handbooks and processes. So then do they get disciplined from Dolores County for and who does the HR investigation? What are we gonna go over there? We're gonna drive to Silverton and do an HR investigation where one person's under our HR policy and the other person who's harassing is under another county policy? There's a lot of asinine aspects of this that.
They are certainly, I think. We all have different internal processes just for our eligibility programs, and so there's certainly alignment there that they're wanting to happen, and I can only imagine that this is a push to have HR alignment policies and things like that as well.
And we're sure that it's not the state employing them.
Yes, it is not the state.
It doesn't.
They're not, they have said that adamantly, these folks are not state employees. Because, Dennis.
Yeah.
If they became state employees, they would have to completely rewrite legislation. Because our legislation says that we are a county administrative program. So this is their loophole.
I'm just telling you from an HR perspective, it's a nightmare, that I don't see it being workable.
It's a dumpster fire.
It's a legal term.
Yeah, that's what this is.
This is a dumpster fire that we can control the narrative and the example on it.
My fear is that they're not gonna compensate adequately to the hub. Because they're not thinking about all of these issues that might come up. Like I said, I mean, if you get one HR nightmare, cross county lines. Trust me, you're gonna be spending some serious money.
And then we lose, so, I mean, the thing to that is then we absolutely lose employees and doors.
To be able to compensate adequately, I would see the hub cutting everything back from surrounding counties, especially in this one.
Which my perspective would be opposite. Keep as many small counties as we can. Not that our larger counties don't deserve to have people employed. And in their offices, I think we have much better person to person relationship.
I mean, if Lopata County loses one employee, the impact's not gonna be felt as if Dolores County loses one.
Yeah. Have you talked to Martha?
I have, she was similar to the conversation we had previously about the liability pieces. She says she doesn't think that LaPlatte County would want to take on the liability risk.
The what we're talking about right now. That's a pretty bold statement coming from her, because she's been around.
And Montezuma County,
Martha,
may not-
Martha's the Platte County director.
Montezuma County, I mean, I recognize we're in a public meeting, so I need to be careful with my choice words there, but Montezuma County may not want to, or may not be able to take on the employment piece of hiring the folks that need to be hired.
Why is it?
Well, just given their budget, situation. And they've already asked to cut employees in Montezuma County.
Just that, most of the counties are in a similar situation.
For us, we have a nice little fund balance that, I mean, would go very quickly, don't get me wrong there. But we do have a little bit of a cushion in there. Fund balance that does put us again on a more of an advantage.
I'd want to see the numbers that they.
Yeah, the state's gonna have, I mean, what one the state is to make it a realistic option for any county, so.
And it can't just be like an hourly rate or something. It's gotta be like for the HR aspect of it, for the IT upgrade, for
Benefits for the employees, everything.
I mean, we can try and push to get the numbers sooner rather than later, but my concern is that it's already a done deal on these sums.
well, and I'm sure you guys have thought about this, but I'll throw it out there anyway. You guys would be looking at, I would guess. How many people in LaPlata County alone would we hire?
I mean, I think it depends on caseloads too, Dennis. I
Yeah,
mean,
but
my
the
folks
strong-
have
6?
probably more than that.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
then are all those
maybe-
people going on our insurance policy, our health insurance policy?
Yeah.
Would be up to the county. Mhm.
Which, what's the other option?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess if there, I guess the thing that we could look at is is there a difference between contract employees and employees? I mean, if we look at these folks as
Yeah.
contract employees, I think part of the state's reasoning is that, you know, maybe we wouldn't have to provide benefits and it could be an hourly wage, all of those types of things,
I
but
don't think we get away with even calling them contract employees for the IRS purposes, because they're. I mean, if they're subject to our control and direction, then they're not. 1099.
Yeah.
Otherwise we'll get audited on that. We don't wanna get stung on that. I think you have to assume they're employees. But, man,
I don't know how the concept of having remote employees works. I know Dolores County's never done remote work. Or had policies around that, so, our other surrounding counties certainly allow that as a possibility, and I mean.
I think that would be something easy to figure out. Policy. As long as we have the infrastructure for that.
Cause there are remote employees that work everywhere, so how does that? I don't know how that works HR wise, but if you have someone who's a remote employee who's working out of their home versus out of an office space, I mean, that could be the key.
it's very doable, but the problem I see it is they're gonna be in a envelope of somebody else's HR. They're gonna work for us and be subject to our HR rules, but they're gonna be in somebody else's HR environment. And they're gonna have different health insurance than the person sitting next to them, a different PTO policy, different sick leave, I mean, different, all that
I
stuff.
think it would work with your home workers, the ones that are in the office would be the challenge.
Yeah.
We'd ask Amanda, because she does that, her home is in Grand Junction, but works for Denver.
Yeah,
Just tells her that.
I feel like that'd be the easiest thing to manage.
A lot to think about is, we can certainly wait to see possibly what the allocations are going to be. We can push that as a directors association. That might also be something that the CCI would like to push on your end, to get clarification on.
Getting the regions. Not changed, but looked at anyway.
Yeah. So. I didn't get caseload numbers for you guys, so.
And then the legislation that they're proposing, any discussion on that at CCI? I know I saw the handout, but, I mean, is there any thought of pushing back?
I don't know.
One second, I'm not safe.
I don't know where we would push back at.
Well, there's two pieces of legislation. They said that if they have to get through in order to do this conversion. And I'm just wondering if the counties overall are in favor of pushing back and saying. Oppose these legislative necessities so that we can turn this back, or
I honestly just don't see how it's possible. I mean, you could do that with the legislation piece, but the state still controls the fund.
Yeah.
So even if they do that with the legislation piece, they're just gonna say, oh, too bad counties, like, we still control the funding and this is where your funding is going, so you're either gonna get on board or you're not, and all of your work is gonna go to this county.
so sooner than later. Maybe you could just push for a general idea of how much compensation you're talking about for these health counties, so the board could have some idea of what they're looking at. And whether it's worth their while for. Long term.
And, I mean, if the state's already determined, I mean, this, as LaPlata County being the head county, I can't say whether or not they've already had conversations with LaPlata County or not. It doesn't sound like they've had conversations with anyone, but.
Sounds like the state's made a determination from the get-go of what they wanted to.
But I do, if you look at who's highlighted there, they are the counties that have the most, like, population density to be able to take on staff for that stuff.
And if they could make money at it, I mean, a lot of counties spent tight on the budget, they did get the they got the sales tax increase. This last go round and others pitched out. But if they could make money off it, I'm gonna guess they're gonna make money. And if it's gonna cost them money, then they're probably gonna run high.
It sounds like their sales tax increase. They're not gonna be making a lot of money off of that, it'll be the opposite of most of it, so. Still don't see them being in a strong enough position financially to take this on.
Unless it makes the money.
You know, it's gonna have to make the money.
And that's just the district side of things, right? Then there's all these other shared services that maybe we should consider putting in for. I don't know how we, I think that Powers County will probably take on the scanning because they already have the call center there. I wouldn't be surprised if they also then already put in an RFP for the call center because they already have it in there and it's established. So I kind of feel like those two things are already available, but they're also looking at possibly having fraud and quality assurance as two other shared services. And there's no reason why we couldn't take on, I mean, certainly quality assurance would be a easy absorption. So it's just reading other things.
There's a path to retain on people, or maybe look very different from other schools.
I'm certainly hoping so and pushing for that, but even with the shared services and the frustrating thing for me is that they don't even have any of this information out. They say that they'll have it out by January 1st, but the RFPs for the shared services are due February 20th.
That's it.
Yes.
We're just gonna take a pretty big risk to jump into some.
And we asked the state at conference, what happens if no one applies for these shared services? And they said, well, we'll just get a third party to do it.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like it's headed for a third party.
And I think similarly with this conversation of like, well, what? I mean, you can't mandate that one county be the hub county. You know, the board has a say in that. If the board says, all the boards say, no, we're not doing that, then they'll either get absorbed into another district area or they'll put it up for a third party.
The easiest way to get around all of the HR questions is just go through.
I think they're wrangling to bring everything up to older numbers. That's what I think. I think they'd rather just do it all from up on the front range, and whether it's a third party or in-house somewhere. All these benefits of these Zoom meetings and
System in place that doesn't work, so they can fix it, take everything.
Well, I mean, you have to remember too that we're facing a new governor election, and all of the folks that are pushing this through will most likely not be there in a year or two. It's gonna be somebody else. Anyway. It's fun.
that's leaving.
So I am hopeful that maybe we can get some of these things in motion. Maybe we could consider being the hub county. I would really encourage us to do that, but I understand there as well.
Like to at least have a weekly check-in.
I can do that if you guys want me to come and see you every week, or if you want me to email you, what's the best?
Like weekly check-in, yeah. Either us up there or you here, I just want to stay, yeah, just apprised of what's going on.
What are the odds they kick this down the road and say it was too aggressive of a rollout, or is it budget dictated? It's budget dictated. They already budgeted for
Yeah,
this.
they have said, we have asked them repeatedly to slow down this time frame, and they have said to us, we're not slowing down the time frame. Districts are non-negotiable, shared services are non-negotiable, those are your parameters.
This is happening, deal with it.
It's happening, you can either get on board or not get on.
Crazy.
Okay. So. I'll try to get whatever information I can and we'll work through this. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes, you guys.
We are a little behind
Yeah.
our agenda.
Yeah.
our next agenda item just stepped out, so that'll be a good time to get some treats. And then, we'll come back and answer.
Right, which I don't, hopefully carrying is scheduled for something, so I don't know how that works. How about works?
I don't want to stand by myself. The commissioners want to stand with me? I don't think anyone wants to stand back. Do you hear what about my dad? Stuff on there.
That's space forward because you're going to get a place out to be an out of wall space for all your other ones.
Yep. That's in the hallway. Yeah. And team. I don't know if everybody's still here. Yeah, yeah. Commissioners and then commissioners first and then we can do stuff.
Is that okay?
Oh, wrong button, wrong button. I am live.
Black exemption cloud is just something here.
Just now?
And then staff.
Hour ago.
Oh, no, wait.
Oh, yeah.
See that?
They look at me.
Thank you, Harold.
Some of those things
I'm
happen.
like, wow. Well, everyone standing around us.
Pressuring me to
Sherry. There you go.
Can everybody be seen over here?
You're not that much.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Thank
Like that, was that when they get on me, problem with that?
All right.
Yeah. There's some steps. Okay, thank you. There's one that's very super phones. And so. I said, just a distance. Oh, and then I'll bring it. Yeah. And so I said, just. I did. It's horrible. She said, thanks. Yes.
Everybody taking us all the time.
Yes, you're totally fine. Come on. It needs to come up to you. No, I got a tree. But I like it. And I come in.
That's what they.
The shortest it's been in 40 years.
I told, it was Sheena. Who was cutting my hair. And she was gonna take off, I said, just take off the feet. And then all of a sudden my sister appeared out of nowhere. Then I had all the shit girls standing around with it. Oh my God, I've never had this short hair. I haven't tried to curl it or anything yet, so we'll see how that goes.
Is that Sierra?
Yeah. So. We'll see how. Actually doing.
I see it is not treating. You guys could have been there to full. Thanks for everything. Look good.
We
know
that.
We don't know very little, but we don't need that on the way up. Yeah. But we don't use this, but for that, we're in, Melinda. We don't always sit together, but.
Yeah, they just add it.
Yes, that's terrible.
To do it.
Very-
Is this more than months?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I
don't
want her.
Otherwise, then I'm certified.
It's my Christmas.
I like it, it's pretty.
Oh, God, you go to a Christmas party a few years back. Go down to Cabela's. It's like on
That's cute stuff.
the bargain bin on the little magazine.
Uh-huh. That's cute, I like that.
Okay, looking at our agenda, ran one, my apologies.
Yeah,
It's there. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm used to it.
Okay, we'll open up into our 2026 budget public hearing.
So I mean, anybody can start.
But wait, what about?
We're gonna move in now.
Oh, we are.
See where it's public
Okay.
hearing.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
Don't look at me. Okay, I'm not gonna start.
So I have some questions, and
Okay,
I talked to the board a little bit.
page, we start with.
Mine doesn't have page numbers. It got cut off, I think.
Oh, well, the revenue pages don't have page number.
Well, it says page, but it just wouldn't have.
Oh, okay.
So I'm under general fund revenue. Grants.
Excellent.
So EMS
which is the emergency managers, show there's grants that we received for them, 60, 30, and 50, but it's not listed on the EMS page, which I think it should be.
Which page are you on there?
We're on page 2 under grants, and you're looking at the EMS/SR grant, the EMPG, and that's the 60.
The clerk grant, IT grant, micro grant, right?
Yeah. You're looking at the 60 and 30,
60, 30, and 15.
the retail.
Shouldn't it be listed on the EMS page under his grants?
Hopefully he'll be back.
I mean, it can be.
Well, it
I
was,
think it
If
should.
Yeah,
it was in
I think it-
25, we did put it in there in 26, because it's on the revenue page.
I thought it had to be, even though,
It doesn't have to be. We just
Okay.
did that just to show that those are the grants he receives for this work that he does.
Is that part of his budget, Margaret?
The EMPG grant is part of his budget. It pays part of his salary and other expenses.
okay,
The other grants do not. Those are other grants that he receives for other services within the county.
okay.
The EMPG is the only one that pays part of his
So,
salaries.
I don't know how you guys feel like, I would like to see it in his.
Oh,
Yeah, I think we probably need to see it broke down in his, under his budget, if it's helping pay for his salary and things.
Yeah,
I agree with Amber on that one.
I don't think not just
It's
that grant,
transparent,
but
anyhow.
that, it should be that process for any grant that is paying for itself listed on that.
Yeah, because I mean, if there's expenditures coming out of that budget office and they're applying for those grants, I think we need to start making it very clear what grants are coming in and what they're paying for. That way we can confirm what grants are coming in and what they're paying for. Because I know that's a struggle right now. And so I definitely think that we need
And
to
it
see
should
it.
be with other grants, other departments.
Every department.
Most of the other, if they receive a grant, a lot of times in the budgets, it will say grant, whatever, as the expense, because you have to show the expense
Yeah.
coming out of that line item. A lot of times we don't know what those grants might be. For instance, sometimes we get grants for, elected official or not elected official, sorry, clerk grants. We never know until after the fact.
Like if they're approved.
Well, or like that it was available, so there's been a year or two that we've gotten a grant from the clerk's office that was like to help pay for some of the mailings or whatever it may have been. Didn't put it in there because we didn't know we were going to get it, and then we did get it, so grants are difficult if you don't really have that set in stone, because there are some that are come in after the fact. And
but
so I
aren't
don't know,
these set in stone?
do what?
Aren't these ones for sure?
Yes, the EMPG one, yes. Southwest RETAC,
What they're set in stone is that we should know early. if
We
we're
should
receiving
know early
those. Like
enough.
the EMPG
Mhm.
earlier in the year. we
Right.
didn't think it was gonna come through, and then we got allocated late.
we just found out
But
about
it,
that.
it's set
Yeah.
in stone that we know prior to this if it's gonna be in. But that funding may disappear, any grant. one disappears.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But since this one's coming in, I think it should be listed in that his budget.
okay,
yeah, any ones that we know before, I mean, we have this hearing, I feel like would fall into that, is set in stone, needs to be broken.
And if we're not
Right.
forgetting them or not, I mean. Are we saying, but when we're building the budget, we're saying we have those monies and we have the funding. And we're building our budget based off of that, and then we're not getting those.
That's
Isn't
why,
that a little
How would
bit?
you build your budget on blue sky?
that's why we have a
Right.
$160,000 in favorable variance with the law. Because we didn't
Plan
get
for
that.
things that we never got.
We had that in this thing. Which secure schools is the same way right now. We're not putting anything in the budget or holding that line item because we're not anticipating on receiving.
Just wanted to go a different way or a better way to carry that.
Okay, so that was my issue on that page.
Does that fix it, breaking it out, including that?
In
amount
his
in there?
page.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The-
Margaret, was that doable?
yeah,
They're already line item in.
On that
budget.
page.
Yeah,
It
the amounts
is
just,
on
I
Yeah.
just actually went in a row, and except the, EMS SR grants, it's all broken out individually. I don't,
And I don't know if I can do those.
okay,
Search and rescue because.
At least
they're
we
all-
can put in like the 60, 30, and 15.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, and then on the donation and fee page. I talked to you guys about it before I left for a conference when you guys were here, and you guys said there was some difference in it. I see a few of them were corrected, but like one of them you guys said was 15 and it's still showing 2,000. I did see the 25 was removed.
What page on Eric? Page 7.
Page 7.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
15.
just don't have any numbers.
I don't know what you're
What?
talking about.
What line item for the 50?
So West Fork Fire,
Oh, okay.
that you guys told me it should be 15, but it still shows 2.
I thought we decided 2 because we were giving everybody else 2. If I missed the 1,500, you guys.
Did you have on your working notes for that one?
West Fork Fire, I had
It's 15.
15.
And then Rico's 2,000.
Yeah.
And Dev Creek get one too? No.
I might run through to the theater or whatever you guys decide.
You took out the community center, NCA, Dev Creek Ambulance.
Mhm.
Some about Rico Cemetery, I got working matching funds,
Yeah.
take out.
Put everything in there.
Well, it's been gone for 3 years.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Four States Ag out,
Mhm.
Bevel Community College out, scholarship out. Imagination Library take out,
Mhm.
NACO take out.
Mhm.
I would think if we've had it in there in the notes, because it's been going off of. Yeah, I would think it'd be 15.
Well, you put 1,000 for Rico and 1,000 for their ambulance, so. I think West Fork is. I think West Fork is as deserving as they are.
Well, Rico Ambulance, we got 2,000, we moved that up to 2,000.
Yeah, I think we should keep West Fork at 2,000.
I do too. Nate,
Okay, and I wanted to double check on that one since I was told differently. And then if we go to,
Anything else on the donations and fees?
no. Thank you.
While we're there, the 25. Where did we end up moving that to?
We
Was
moved that to
Commissioner Other?
Commissioner Other.
Okay. And is that where it was last year?
Yes,
Okay. Moved it back.
yeah,
Sorry.
And then the public health grant, seeing it was updated and changed.
yes.
Nate, you want to?
Jumping from general to public health.
No, I'm going to your budget,
Okay.
page 5, I believe in general.
Yeah.
The one issue that I had, it was
Yes.
resolved.
Yes.
And thank you for correcting those salaries too, Margaret.
Mhm.
So those ones were all good. Sorry, guys. I should have put sticky notes where everything is, but. Maintenance supervisor was good after discussion.
So public health,
What were the changes?
HVAC commissioners.
I'm not on public health.
I'm sorry, I thought that's where we were headed. Public health under,
No, I'm not there yet. I'm going through. Every page that I highlighted.
okay.
Sorry.
Keep me on track with
It
where
was
you're
a
at.
change that had already been fixed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she brought to you guys.
Okay.
Mhm.
You keep me on track with where you're at.
Follow too. I was like, where are we at?
So on ITs. I know I talked to you about the decrease in salary by the 1,000.
What page are you on?
So I don't have the page
What's your
number.
page?
23,
Pretty-
page
23.
23.
And I was told this is supposed to go to another employee for helping. And I said, that's great, but I think that we need to be listed since it's not reflected in that person's salary on the other page or on this page.
So that's for, so last year when we did this one, we had IT plus ADA compliance because we were doing the ADA, all the ADA compliance stuff.
Mhm.
So the ADA compliance portion of that was 1,600 or 1,200, I can't remember, 1,500, somewhere in there, included in that salary. I took that out of his salary. I put the ADA compliance portion of it into commissioners.
Okay,
salary.
cool.
That's where it's at, and it's now 600.
Okay, but with it being like ADA compliance and IT, shouldn't it be listed under IT?
Not the same person though. It's not the same person getting paid that.
But it could be
But
listed
so-
as an employee.
She's listed as an IT employee.
Yeah, however, whichever place, it doesn't really matter whichever place you want to put it, it is included in the commissioner other because that's the employee that's getting paid for the ADA compliance. And it says that on the commissioner
On the
other.
commissioners, okay,
Mhm.
I must have just
Is it-
overlooked that one.
It wouldn't fit under like a IT contracting.
No.
Employees
Okay,
for ADA.
So on the commissioners page number 5, it's listed under commissioner secretary is ADA.
okay,
ADA is tagged to it. Okay.
okay, perfect.
Yep, right there, 600, yeah.
Which I think as long as it's coded for ADA.
Yeah.
It should fit.
Okay. And then my other question on IT.
Because if it wasn't, if that 600 was listed under IT, it wouldn't be any different than emergency management and IT with the same employee doing 2 separate functions. And all of the benefits and everything would have to be broken out for that.
So all the benefits from that 600 are included in the commissioner.
Yeah, which it's already there.
Yeah.
That it makes sense to not have it in IT.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
and. My one question about
On what are you on now?
IT
Oh,
still,
still on IT. Okay.
with him having 2 positions, 2 healthcare insurances.
So that's what I just mentioned, where it's the same county employee listed separately in the budget. That's just one benefit package broken out separately.
Okay, cool.
Yes, and so if we had
So it's like split down the middle.
If we had our
Yes.
commissioner,
Sort of.
other that 600 listed in IT, where it's still listed, it would be the same thing. The benefits would be broken out on each one of those pages.
Okay,
It's not any extra benefits, it's just
No.
broken out over 2 separate. pages. That's,
Yeah, and that's how Lenore's system has to do it.
okay, and what is the tech support for our IT?
So the tech support for our IT is, the stuff we pay to NetForce for the 365 and for all the extra whatever they're doing for us.
contracted services.
Yeah, or anything that we need them to come out and do. That's the extra for the tech support. So if any of the other offices need something with internet that he can't fix, or for instance, Emory Telecom has to come out and do something, it would come out of that line item.
Okay, what's the maintenance contracts? Is that for NetForce and all of it?
Part of those, no, that wouldn't be NetForce. The maintenance contract is like the Salamander program, oh, it's listed out there. There are several other maintenance contracts that we, I don't know, can't answer, but there are other maintenance contracts, small ones that we lump into.
Is that
one
paying for
different things.
Microsoft 365 accounts?
Yes.
Or is that being paid out of our net or that's being
That-
paid out of general for phones?
Well, see, the phones is all in this one also. We put phones over here also, so I would have to get Lenore's page that says what's being paid out of these line items to be able to tell you.
I did too, but I was
Think about what
going
you
for
can-
your ed chose to go out of there.
The Microsoft 360 accounts, we pay for it out of our office.
I mean, last year I thought we had a line item for 365 that was coming out of IT.
Yes, it's supposed
So
to.
why were you guys
Should
paying
have
for
been
it out
across
of
the
here?
board.
We.
Yes.
It was taken out on our crown.
I don't know, I have like 3 Microsoft accounts.
But you guys don't have that listed in your budget page, right?
No, because it was on a.
Because it should have been in IT.
Yeah,
When they
set
set
it
it
out of my
up,
office
yeah,
supplies
it
and
came out of
operating.
ours.
I mean, if you guys are taking it out of your budget, we shouldn't have it in IT.
No,
But I don't. know
Or
if
we
that's
should have it in
because
IT
it was
and
a
not-
new-
it was the new thing,
Yeah.
and it could be that,
From
could be the
now on,
reason
I'll just
why.
keep count.
I will
Yeah,
double
cause
check.
it could, I mean, this was the first year we had it, so that's why it came out of our budget,
And that's
off of our county card.
Well,
Is that fine?
yes, your 365 you had prior to us switching over everything is going to come out of your office unless you get it canceled.
Okay, so is that their key? That we have to cancel it and set it up where IT pays?
It wasn't ran under NetForce. I would contact NetForce and
And-
say,
Yeah, make sure, I would double check you guys with Lenore and see if you're paying twice, because if you have your old 365, it was charged to each individual office.
Okay,
We should be through with those.
I thought that
and
was all fixed earlier.
I thought so too, but I don't know.
When did you pay it? How long ago?
I'd have to look at.
yeah, beginning of the year.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
That's-
Yeah, so that
I
was
thought this was-
for your old,
Of what?
your
I thought
old
this was recent.
365.
Like you guys
No.
just paid for your 365 on your.
Because the other is all coming out of the IT page.
Okay,
Yeah.
so next year we should expect it to come out of IT.
Yes, and unless you have not canceled your old,
Which it should be.
Oh, I have no
Well, it should
idea.
be-
I don't know
It's all-
either.
I would
We need to ask.
get a hold
You
of
find
Keith
out.
and make sure,
like this week until before the end of
Yeah.
the year, make sure he's,
actually, get a hold of Keith and then confirm.
and I think he's here today, so he could
I signed somewhere.
IT today.
Yeah, we might need to make sure. Not just you guys, everybody else is not still paying for that.
Is that? It should,
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, thank you. On the IT ADA compliance, did we ask if anybody else was interested in making more money within the county to help with that or do that? Or are we compensating any of the offices for them doing ADA compliance,
How did the previous board
our employees?
set that up and allocate that?
So it was because of all the ADA compliance with our website and the other things like that that we had to do when it was all so new last year and everybody was trying to get in compliance.
Everybody.
Everybody was trying to. Shayla was the one that was doing all of the main stuff to get that all taken care of and make sure all of the offices were handling that. So that's how.
No, I'm not attacking her personally. I'm just saying that it wasn't ever
No.
offered to any other employee. And every office is having to take on ADA responsibilities, so it's like the same thing we've been seeing over and over for all these years. It's like select people get certain things. And it's, it was never offered to anybody else. Cause somebody else might have wanted to make a couple more dollars at the end of the year.
I think we did it
And
because
you
it was
think-
just easier. She did the website. And it was our office that was having to make sure everything was compliant. It wasn't to leave anybody else out. It was just convenience of it being through this office.
So it's another job, Judy.
However you want to look at it, I guess.
If you're,
I'm just
well,
asking.
if you're interested in.
Like I
seeing-
said, I'm
if
not
you're
saying
interested in the decision
that she didn't do a
process
fine,
for
I know
that,
she
I
did.
would point you to the previous board.
Thank you. Are we good?
If you want that question answered,
Mhm.
that's where you're gonna get.
I can tell you what happened.
Yeah.
What happened was, and I don't wanna be overt about it, but what happened was Keith was in charge of the ADA compliance, stuff and the conversion over the ADA compliance. And as part of that process, Shayla was asked to help Keith through that process with whatever he needed. And frankly, it just turned into Shayla doing most of it. And rather than, and so then it was just a convenient transition to just let her continue to do most of it. And then frankly, she pretty much took it over. So
No, and
it
I
was not
agree.
a conscious, it was not like a conscious, binary, here it is. It was, and if you asked her, she'd probably say she didn't want it. But,
Sorry.
I'm not attacking you personally, I know. I'm just saying that.
It was more.
We don't might have wanted to go.
Yeah,
Thank you, Dennis.
you're welcome.
But we didn't give her an extra money.
Did she get money last year?
I think
This year.
once she took it,
This year,
once she then took the whole process over, then I don't know what we did with.
1,200 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, because for the record, I did not ask for it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it very, very much. And I was very-
Something been allocated previous year, and then late this year, it was, this money hadn't been given
Right,
when it was
exactly,
put in.
yes. And so since things are running a little smoother with the ADA stuff, now we bumped it down to 600 instead of 12. If I take that.
Which I say you've done
It's not worth the
exceptionally well with monitoring the cameras.
It's not worth the drama, so you're welcome. Get out.
She did what needed to be done, but she kind of volunteered to get it done.
You volunteered.
I think I volunteered her as well.
Voluntold.
Yeah, I agree. Shayla, you have done a really great job, and I'm glad that you did take
It's
that.
just fine.
I am very thankful that you did take that on. I'm just more so asking as a general. Because, you know, other employees might have been interested in helping out or making that extra money, or, you know what I mean? Extra money in their pocket, and I'm not attacking anybody personally. I'm just asking, because I do agree that Shayla's done an amazing job, and I'm glad she took it over because it is a lot. And she's been really good with everything and keeping everybody in the loop and everything, because Keith did not. So, I appreciate that. It was more so a question.
Was the answer?
That's it.
satisfactory?
Yeah,
Can we go to public health now?
Completely separating over to public health, or
Yeah.
are you looking in general? sense?
So my question is. The amounts for the salaries that were listed aren't the amounts that were in the budget at the end of last year.
So all I can say about that, Amber, is I asked Lenore and she said she made some mistakes when she was figuring whatever. Some of it, I don't know if it was step increases, I'm not really sure. I did say some of these are, why are they? Because two of them were exactly the same and that was not supposed to be that way. For whatever the mistake was, I don't know. That would be a question for Lenore.
So we have to leave it the way it is.
So we have to leave it the way it is, yes.
So they'll just get the extra
$612.
$600 difference.
And it could have been, I
Is that
don't
what
know
you're looking
if
at,
the
the
step
step increase?
increases were added in or not
They were
added
here
in.
longer than a year.
I'm not really sure how all that played out. To be honest with you, we would have to have Lenore explain that to us a little bit better.
It's for office manager,
Do you want me to go there?
with administrator and
Where it shows 1,500, are you asking about the step increase, it says 600 down there?
no, I'm asking why they're different from what we approved at the end of last year to right now that it shows. Because WIC administrator should have been 33,800 approved in December last year.
So the 25 is
Tell me,
different.
yeah,
The 25
34,400.
Why did it jump from
And then-
5 to 25?
Yeah, and then office administrator should have been 34,800 and now she's 35,420. And then that's what the raises this year are based off of. I'm just really,
You said the 25 and the 25 columns were last year.
Oh, from 24 to 25, is that what you're?
Or no, from
25 to
25 to this
26.
25.
Okay.
I don't know what 25 you guys are.
Well, if you guys look at last year's budget, what was approved is different than that 25. You know.
And I'm not sure why that is. Whenever we get ready to start working on the budget, I get a printout from Lenore of everybody's salaries listed by name. And that's how I put the numbers in here to go
So
forward.
either the totals in this line item for this year's budget are wrong in 25 annual amount, or last year's was wrong.
Was wrong, yeah.
So those numbers don't match those.
This is 24 and
They should.
So it should carry over,
Cause well, those numbers should match.
yeah.
Getting my raise and all that. A change.
Budget to the,
Sorry.
I don't know.
Give me the.
What's the question? Just why the amounts are different from what we approved in December to what shows there.
It's make a clerical error.
Okay,
I transposed the number. Things happen, I made a clerical error, it will be corrected in 2026.
when, okay,
You're on us.
I messed up,
so.
I am human, I am
No,
not a
no,
computer.
I guess the big question is the number in the 2025 annual amount column, those are the correct and accurate figures?
Yep.
Okay,
Say that one more time.
I was off by $20.
so the numbers in the 2025 annual amount column are the correct and accurate.
Other than that $20. Is environmental help.
The 35,420,
I was off by $20. I made a clerical error.
okay.
I did, I screwed
Oh,
up.
no, but
Yeah, I think we're just trying to make sure somebody didn't get like a raise during the middle of the year, because they don't reflect the thing, so.
Nope, I screwed up.
no,
But
no,
if you
good.
say there was a.
There is no other explanation other than I.
20 wrong. But we're going straight up says it's. My volunteers, I don't know how they're gonna be.
So the $600 meetings, the housings, that was.
Yeah, but the,
I knew you were having.
I don't think it's showing much. This is that. Okay. That one's about my only question on that.
May not know off the top of your head, maintenance contracts for IT.
You know what?
Specifically what is being pulled out, what contracts these are going to.
Printers,
Oh, yes, printers.
Postage
Oh,
machines.
yes.
Printers, postage machine. I believe the software contracts, are they moved over there or are they in?
They're in each
departments
individual
now?
Yeah, they're separate.
Okay.
Software.
There are several.
I should know.
Others, yeah, copiers. Postage.
Copiers, postage, Adobe,
Oh, yeah. How about that one?
Adobe's moved into maintenance.
events.
This last year was broken. Yeah.
I'd have to pull my book if you want more answers than that.
Okay, no,
Did you ask her your questions on your 365? Your being billed double or paying double?
Not yet.
No.
I think we paid for our 365 this year
Yeah,
out of our
we did
accounts.
too, cause Keith used our county card for it, for the assessor's office. And then I'll just need to get with you and Keith to make sure it goes out of IT next year.
Okay.
And we need to make sure that everybody is done with their
Done with
old
those.
one. And
I
that's what's in our decision.
I just need to, when I give you guys your breakdowns, all you have to do is just let me know and I can journal adjust those.
Okay.
And I got a lot of accounts to look for
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's why I give those to the department heads so that you can go through and look at them and I just need to know. I can journal adjust them. I have no problem doing that.
Okay.
Double check mine when I go upstairs.
And we probably just need to double check, like Adobe. Where you and I had.
Mhm. Yeah, double check
the
the
licenses.
Adobe's.
We had a whole county one, and then I had a guy from Adobe call me, and he was like, and we found out, and they went, well, Lenore said she was saying it for a long time. So whatever, we just need to make sure it's not being double,
Not
Double
paying for
billed.
it.
yeah, like we don't have more accounts than necessary.
And that's on.
I haven't had
department
issues
heads.
with that one yet. So,
Well, but if you're paying for
But
two, how would you know,
yeah, I guess that's true.
until you would
Cause
bill?
it should have come out of.
Anyway,
IT,
just, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We need to make sure it's not coming out of two places.
Yeah.
We're not paying for it twice. That's the only.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Sure.
And whichever place it's coming out of, it needs to be reflected in the budget, either IT or in your budget.
Anything else?
You guys don't think?
Yes.
Don't get that, don't get too comfy down there.
I think so.
And then on check sign. I'll run them up first.
And I think all these are done, right, guys?
Yes. Including the additional road bridge of these.
Perfect, thank you. And I did put a note on the road and bridge, but. Okay, I'll look at it.
Running the invoice with that.
Okay, what page?
Heather.
Public health still?
Oh, that's mine.
No, I'm on road. We're good.
We're going backwards.
Anything else with public health? We'll move on. Anything else with public health?
No.
I don't have anything.
Okay.
And then my only question was on road and bridge, the salaries don't really add up to what's on the expenditure page to the salary page.
You might not have a new page of that.
Page is the.
The last
So it
page is
would
the
be
break.
page 5, 5 and 6.
Thank you.
You don't have that? Yeah, you do. It's right there.
So I need to have,
Yeah, you probably need a new page, because I'm not sure what one you were looking at.
so like this, if you add up the salaries without the foreman, road supervisor.
Oh, I see.
It doesn't.
I just wanted to see if those,
Oh, different or this.
5, 6.
yeah, I guess that was any hard.
I got 4,000.
This is.
Okay, I will re-add, just to double check. Okay.
And then I can be. No, I know.
Out.
Yeah.
Out, okay.
I'll
I'll
double
double
check
check.
my random pans and I made it look pretty good. You should put them in a different pans and I made it.
I would,
Anyway, okay.
I would have.
Oh, sorry.
Plain, right?
So many pages.
Yeah, they might be the same. Yeah, I'll double check.
But. And it. Page.
Okay, yes.
I don't know.
I know.
I don't know either.
I'm just looking to see if what the pages you guys have match what you have.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was looking at, not some of the pages the same, just looking at the totals.
The length of this.
So are you more or less?
Beautiful day, isn't it?
More with 4.
No, I know we're looking at the same. Super.
40.
It's a weird word today.
So long you know.
Unless.
So long
I came up with 512 something.
Yeah, at 16.
Yeah.
I'll re-add. And that was with.
Because these totals right here show these. Stuff.
Yes.
So I did do that.
You got it on yours?
Yeah.
I'll check.
The fiber
Our dad.
And it goes up to.
That was 6 months.
Still low.
And
Maybe.
the rate,
I'm guessing that was.
so
But the
that's.
step increases market over 6 months and then a year.
Yeah.
For new employee,
Kind of
for
like-
a year, and then 5 years for older.
It's a Canadian.
How many years?
5.
Original.
So we are now.
Is.
Yeah.
The, acronym for the ultimate collection of Windsock software.
And you're looking at the totals.
Who knows
of those,
about it?
Discrepancy with the 516,938.
Yeah,
This
so I'll
And what?
I'll just re-add and
Sheriff Stephen Miller
take out the ones that are broke out there and.
told me that the PD was having dispatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be pleasant. Okay, so.
Sorry, the recording on this.
John,
Sorry.
sorry, John. Hold it on next.
You what?
I think that's pretty much it, other than that. I mean, I talked to you about some of the reasons before I left the conference. But I think that's pretty much it, just those.
Are you sure? Yeah.
Burger list.
I'm here. So, other than the couple questions. And. I have no time, so. And how they do it.
So maybe later. Did you get the computer? Was it able to work with yours?
No.
The one from Julie?
No. That was supposed to happen Thursday and instead he showed up and. 30 minutes late and then stayed till 4:30 and messed with it and I'm just trying to make it work a different way and then. But then he was gonna work on it this weekend and I haven't heard anything today. And the computer has not been to my office. The new one from public health has not been brought over to my office.
That's what I was gonna ask.
Still not fixed.
Cause I said I'd go get it.
And
We do have gentlemen bumped a little later, well, this about the computer after. Anything with budget, Sheriff?
I'm just here to enjoy the atmosphere.
Popcorn, is that?
Yeah, that's right.
come for the show.
So,
You guys have any questions?
no, check the totals on that.
Double check the totals. I'll add the grants onto the IT page.
It's not a good feeling, I know, because there have been substantial cuts that have made. However, it's not reflected from last year to this year because of price increases. It looks like about 16,000 what we're down by expenditures from and substantially more price with the increase. Our revenues are down, just looking at totals with our total workables compared to this budget. About 700,000. So next year, I think it's gonna be a lot more painful with what we're gonna be going through.
Assessment was dropped last year and you have downwards that in time.
Yes,
Yeah, what Amber's.
Downwards and assessment rate drops. So what we're at now won't be at next year.
our revenues are gonna take a bigger hit and our expenses, I'm guessing, are probably gonna match this year's with the increase. So. As we move forward. That's the plan on. Some more severe cuts.
Are the legislatures trying to move to where solar farms are not agricultural and trying to make it different?
That's day. Unless it's a piece of what their exact words were is. We will use this as a bargaining chip with our broader legislative package. But no, as a standalone piece of legislation, it died.
Very quickly, it sounds like. Okay.
Yeah. I think, a lot of the small counties that thought would have been in support of it, aren't. I feel like that is probably, or it's because I'm misinformed.
Sorry to hear that.
In fact, no other county knew that the classification couldn't be adjusted. So. But no,
They were like not even aware that it was agriculture. They all, even our whatever's thought it was all commercial or.
it could be changed, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I feel like we're not going to be comfortable with certifying levies. I had
No, I mean,
Approved stuff there.
no,
Hasn't
well, they're good on paper, but
breakdowns.
they're
where I
not
was
good.
gone.
I know.
Yeah,
So
that's a loaded question.
the breakdowns are all
Um,
not formed, but you
Anything
can.
else?
On the 15th, when we have our next meeting, we're gonna actually certify some of them.
But if you made in there, I would go take that.
That levy,
And
what's
he said,
the public
I would
levy
get it.
one? It has to be for
The same
every
thing,
levy.
different day.
If you have a levy for general fund, You gotta do one for general
That's why I've been
fund.
betting
We have one for,
Okay,
does that make sense?
yes, I think I'm good.
Okay.
I've done all the
I
ones.
was gonna say, if you get one back,
That I have other
just
things to do,
one
and I
for
have to
everything,
take-
we're gonna have to own and phone to break it down.
Different, so like you guys. have
And I
to roll.
appreciate.
Yeah.
I need that, I
You'll have to do
appreciate
it for each one.
Here.
Yeah, ours is.
Okay.
Except for
Yeah,
the
you have
every
good ones.
And
Thursday.
first
Okay.
thing for me and
And I
4
have
And
hours.
then, like, some of them last year, I remember them just
And
turning
2
in
years.
one for a lump sum. But this year they're really cracking down and say they want one for.
So, and I know my budget was
And
cut
I'm
this
like,
year, so.
but I'm like, but what if I
Appreciate some.
for one
things
damn
in
total?
return.
So
But
then
then I
I
need
do
that
E
word.
flag.
Okay.
And I don't have to pay.
This week and next week.
So, yeah, if I get any, I'll check mail today. I'll bring them down to you too.
Sounds good.
Just on my feet.
That's good. Is
I feel like I'm beating my head against the wall.
She's not.
I have for the last 3 years with the same issue. It's a mess. We spent all day in my office and.
Yeah, San Miguel should be.
I think it's really short, still doesn't have the software, they don't have a computer, still doesn't write.
Last year,
He wanted to take.
at the conference, they told us only 50% of the counties actually did the statutory requirement.
He didn't let us.
So San Miguel only have 5 of that a little last year, but this year they said they'll be checking.
So
So,
he was gonna remote in and work on it all weekend.
If you needed, it shouldn't be taken it.
No, that's like a usually liability. Although, I mean, I don't know what the difference is between him being able to just remote in when we're not there and do whatever and that. But.
Okay, I'm looking at our budget transmittal. I don't think anything we've talked about is gonna impact that right now.
No, it won't change that page.
A motion to approve the letter of budget transmittal, with the total amount of our property revenue. $2,782,377.
In the motion.
I have a motion to approve the letter of budget transmittal, total amount of $2,782,377 and a second. Is there any other discussion? And just for further information, that includes general fund, road and bridge, contingency, social services, library, operation quality of life and tax payments.
And you might mention what our actual assessed value is.
Our assessed valuation. Let's see our total. Oh, it's at 99,324,611. And it sounds like that's the goals. So, all in favor of approving letter of budget transmittal?
Yes.
And yes as well. Our budget resolution, make a motion to adopt our 2026 budget resolution 12-25-02. Contingent upon the changes discussed in our public hearing.
I'll second the motion.
A motion to adopt resolution 12-25-02, 2026 budget. Contingent upon changes discussed today. All in favor?
Yes. Yes.
I'm a yes as well. Declaration, is this the motion? Is it?
I don't think it's a motion, I think we
Is-
just have to sign it.
2026 budget declaration. But
Budget message has the wrong name on it, I just now saw. Oh, just now saw that, I'm like, what? So I'll fix that. I'm sorry.
There we go.
Make a motion to approve the 2026 budget message, contingent on.
Yeah, he changed his name.
Sorry. Change.
Second motion.
Have a motion to approve the 2026 budget message. All in favor?
Yes.
This as well. And those some numbers match. Hold that up. So we have resolution 12-25-03. Appropriate sums of money, and this will be our expenditures broken out across general, contingent, conservation trust, Claire Homestead, public health, road and bridge, social services, senior services, and library. I have a motion to adopt resolution 12-25-03 to appropriate sums of money.
And you may hold off on this one signing it in case I have to change road and bridges number. It would affect this.
And then my motion to approve 12-25-03 appropriate sums of money contingent upon affirmation budget changes. And yeah, when we get back into that, I'll read off the totals, make sure we're ready.
Okay.
I have a motion, a second, adopting 12-25-03 appropriate sums of money contingent upon obtaining accurate figures. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, as well. This is our resolution to set mill levies 12-25-04. Again, this will be for general operating purposes. Property tax revenue of $2,782,377 with the assessed value of $99,324,600. Do I have a motion to adopt the resolution to set mill levies 12-25-04?
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, as well. Resolution to set mill levies 12-25-04 passed. And now resolution for setting mill levies for tax abatements 12-25-05. Now, this again will be based on our valuation, $9,224,611. I have a motion to approve resolution to set mill levies for tax abatements 12-25-05.
A second that motion?
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, as well. Resolution 12-25-05, set mill levies for tax abatements passed. Okay, that will conclude our budget hearing. And when we get our accurate figures, I'll read those off as well. And that will be for 12-25-03, appropriate or something money. And then with our clerical change,
Yes.
we will approve our budget message as well. We will hold off on new business and come back to our 9:30.
Eric, she has a question.
Can we add, certifying the mill levies to the assessor for the next meeting?
In the next meeting, we'll put.
Get with Shayla, and we can put that on as an agenda item. Mr. Eric, thank you for being so.
Excuse me. Yeah, thank you for having me. Good morning, everyone. My name is Johnny Air. I'm here from Rico. Volunteer firefighter, and I do, the company name is Mineral Technology. I was a former IT director for Lake County government, Lake County Sheriff's Office, and. Oops, sorry. Oh, I thought you asked me, question there, so, yeah, what I'm offering is. Complementary IT services to what you already have, so you have keep using, to my understanding, and NetForce, and I. Am in the region, I've been speaking with Eric Kettle, with Region 9, Region 10. And I've got contact with, Montezuma County, IT, forgetting it. Jim McLean, excuse me, so. Basically what I'm offering is just another option in IT. I'm not trying to replace existing IT, but the thing that I try to do in my experience as a former IT director is be more cost efficient for our constituents. So this is the reason I'm coming here is this is my county. I'm in District 1. So really short and sweet. I mean, that's, feel free to ask me questions. I'm happy to answer what you got for me.
So do you work with Jim McCain in Montezuma County?
I have spoke with Jim McLean a bit with Montezuma. I have worked with them in the past with Mountain Connect, building fiber optic to the home. I've worked with King, that's senior systems and network engineer with them. The most relevant things, the special hats that I have for counties is built-in dispatch. I know you have a history with that yourself. And yeah, so what I did with Lake County was converted them from the old Camel Links, old POCs on the administrative side to next generation 911. But the big thing that I would want to make available to you is possibly saving costs to our constituents on licensing. So you know, if you get into your core services, like, for example, your web hosting, Microsoft server, things like that, you can take that and transfer that out to open source, say Linux, things like that. And that saves the constituency some money on licensing overall. Endpoint devices, I'm not trying to replace that because 70 miles away. But anyway, that's the rough broad stroke here. So feel free to ask me a question you got for me.
I mean, the situation we're in right now, with in-house blended with, I'm gonna call it a managed service provider, but our operator with our licenses. It's not cost effective for a transition over to a standalone managed service provider that would house those licenses. Because we are gonna need all of our hardware. What could you offer to, I guess, bridge that gap between what we need here in-house and having a standalone service provider? Is that something you would offer?
Yeah, so are you talking about, be more specific about what the MSP-esque entity is doing?
Holding all of our 365 licenses.
Okay.
And yeah, filtering all of the operation through our person here.
Yeah.
And it's less than ideal. Not speaking to personnel or anything, just the
No, you want to be cost
process.
efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what I touched on. So your core services, for example, anything that's hosted or Office 365, your email services, there are areas where you can save money on, say, your Active Directory controllers for Microsoft Windows, you know. You can find efficiencies there. As far as your routing, are you paying this MSP entity for your routing? For example, are you using FortiGate? Does that ring a bell? Okay.
We are using.
Okay. So it's pretty common for a lot of counties to use FortiGate because it's cut and dry. You know, gives you a lot of the security fabric as it's put. Forward and easily accessible to most lay people that are not IT professionals. So you can drive down, you can whittle away some of that cost. And so I would love to take a peek at that and see if we can find cost efficiencies in that area.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, it gives me a better idea of what it could look like,
Okay.
which I guess my question won't be answered fully until, I mean, really sit down and get into the weeds with it.
Yeah, it's really easy to get into the weeds of technology for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Which we're not tech people. I would
No,
I would speak for them.
yeah.
Like,
Speak for Lindy, he is way more than I am. I'm way more.
Same way.
so,
Yeah, me and Linda, yeah.
I don't know where that.
Yes.
but just know that IT services cost a substantial amount.
Absolutely.
That those services managed.
Yeah,
And yeah, that the operation of it's not a deal. Is our electrician service.
and it's hard to place it in line items, you know? When I was the IT director, it's like, is this line item for public health or is this for IT? And what are we putting where? And, you know, how do we make this most efficient to the constituents? Because at the end of the day, that's who's on the hook for all of
Yes.
this. So I'm
Our
coming
IT
in,
department was created the year before last
yeah.
year. So it's
Fairly new.
in its infancy.
No, I'm happy to help. It's again, it's very, like we just mentioned, it's very easy to get into the weeds of this, but high level, yes, we can look at the macro picture and okay, we can find an efficiency here, find an efficiency here. Usually it's hosted services, things that are back end. And that's where we can find cost efficiencies because it's really okay, it's not transparent to see exactly what your managed service provider might be doing. And it's nothing personal, it's basically just taking care of your community and making it, again, cost effective.
Okay.
So, yeah, I can help with that. As far as workstations, things like that, replacements, you have an on-site person, that's a great position to be in. And, you know, so I don't think that's an area that I would try to pursue, but if you need it, I can help. I also do point-to-point wireless. I was the senior systems network engineer for ISPs, so can interconnect underserved locations or facilities that the county owns. So, for example, let's say you have a road and bridge facility that needs to have targeted credential access. Well, we can do a point-to-point link to that and then start monitoring and metering who's coming in and when and why.
Okay.
So,
Something like a SharePoint. Yeah, just ran through.
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So, based upon what I've said so far, everybody in the room, do you have specific questions for me or?
So coming from Lake County, Enrico now, assuming wanting to bolster your IT business here. Have you looked at our IT budget?
I did take a glance at it, but I didn't get into the weeds of it. So, the IT budget, as far as the BOCC or for the
Yes.
department?
For the BOCC.
Okay.
I'm just curious what, your thoughts are looking at that IT page.
Okay, I haven't done enough to give you a concrete answer and, you know,
Okay.
yeah, to give you a satisfactory answer, I gotta review the budget again.
Okay.
So, yeah. But do you have sub-line items in that IT budget for specific tasks? Like, for example, Office 365 for your email and Office productivity suite?
If we did last year, that is put into our, maintenance, well, it's not, 365 is not maintenance, it's the other one, it's the 45,000
Yeah, the tech support.
tech support. So
Okay,
last year it was broken out, this year it's lumped into tech support. But we could break that down through one of the finances.
awesome, okay. Yeah, I'll review that, but right now we're at budget time, so this is going to change year over year, so,
Yeah.
right? And costs are increasing due to the tech industry being the tech industry, you know, it's. Yeah, they can arbitrarily raise rates, some of it's tariffs and some of it is just because they can.
Yeah.
So, that's the problem with, proprietary solutions and licensing. And, you know, as far as what the end user's gonna use, if you're gonna use Apple or you're gonna use Microsoft. that's just necessary evil. We're always gonna run into that because we want to keep our end users productive and comfortable, but in the back end services, that's where we can find opportunities to be more cost effective. And in that process optimization, we can lead to automation and resilience. What that means in plain English is if something breaks, it automatically fixes itself, and whoever is managing that service gets a notification of what's going on. So you'll know something is broken before the client knows what's going on.
Okay.
So yeah, that's yeah. How about you? Do you have questions for me from your department, possibly, or as far as like what IT would encompass, or?
Would you come down and, would you be able to or willing to come down and help with the departments? Like if they needed help with computers or transferring or, setting up a new computer or things like that?
Setting up a computer, I think Keith is covering that as far as the workstation help, but as far as like projects, and for example, you mentioned ADA compliance. We can go through that checklist together. If you have any public facing money collection, we can go through PCI compliance. As far as, public health, law enforcement will run into, state homeland security rapid needs assessment. So we can go through all those check boxes together. So I can help with the project-based big
Making
subject.
sure each department is on the right track. As
Yeah,
far as like ADA compliance kind of thing.
well,
That's
it's,
my understanding.
as it relates to IT, I mean, it's a pretty homogenized checklist, from department to department. I mean, there might be some specific things that, Health and Human Services and Public Health might have more granular things to cover. But yeah, so it's a pretty, like I said, a homogenized checklist for across departments. But to answer your question, I'm happy to help any department that has a specific need or a project they're trying to engage, or a compliance item that they're running into. It's hard to encompass everything that I've done because, I could give you the presentation, start, batching out everything, and it'll just turn into nausea, but.
Yeah. Because we're just starting to dip our toes in some of the capabilities with AI. What are your thoughts on that as far as it would benefit our local government?
But what?
AI.
AI?
Yeah, and how I guess would interface with our operations as a local government. Did you use it late?
Yeah, a lot of people are looking at like large language models and like AGI, which is the general intelligence of AI. And a lot of it, I gotta be clear, it's tech hype right now. Just like the cloud was tech hype. The cloud, what that is all of your services, your on-premise servers are in somebody else's facility that's guaranteeing you high uptime and security. AI, it's basically when you use that on Google and whatnot, that's just aggregating everything that it finds on the internet and gives you a word salad of a summary of what you're looking for. So do you have specific applications in mind for AI? Because there are tailored applications, for example, process efficiency within a certain department.
Yeah, I was thinking, our next step, we use it for our minutes and summary notes with our meetings, but an AI assisted chatbot to help people navigate through the Canvas website, things like that.
Okay,
That might be the next evolution of it for us. I don't know.
that's something I can offer and look into and help out with. And anything that I don't know, I have a group of people I can discuss this with.
That's more for my curiosity.
No, I love it. Thank you. Yeah, that's a good question. And yeah, AI is it's ubiquitous, but it's also how is this going to be the most cost effective for where we're attempting to apply it? Are you finding a process to be very tedious and manpower labor intensive? And how can we make that more efficient, and how can we automate a process? For example, somebody makes a query to a certain department, an automated response, that sort of thing. Yeah. So don't mean to be too high level. I can give you a list of some of the things that I've done in the past, or would that be helpful or instructive or?
Yeah, eventually maybe, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's why I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep this high level.
Go down rabbit holes pretty easily with this. So.
And we want to say thank you for representing BOCC up in Rico and the geothermal project. So we're working on.
Absolutely.
We're happy to see you up there.
I gotta look it out there again. Rico's in small community of the year. So it's great.
We're aware of that, right?
Sorry?
That what was coming.
Rico's named small community of the year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just wanted to make myself known to everybody, and what I'm doing is basically just a Southwest region, the Four Corners region introduction of what I do and what's in it for me is supporting the lifestyle, so I can go ski and recreate and live a good life. And my training comes from the Front Range, and I've worked in Denver when I was senior systems and network engineer in the private industry. I was working with City of Centennial, City of Colorado Springs. I've worked with City of Tucson. I was working with Bayfield and Durango for as fiber to the home. So there's a lot that goes into that. There's databases. Because I like it small. I like it small. It came from Leadville.
You moved there from Leadville?
Who?
You moved there from Leadville?
Yeah.
Rico from Leadville?
Yep. Yeah, I moved from Leadville, and so I went from small to smaller.
There's many municipalities that are smaller than. Maybe a few on the Front Range. Hope might be. It's got like 2 people. Oh yeah.
The trend in the Western Slopes, a lot of this is underserved, and a lot of the talent's not available over here, and it's just. I love that about this area, but if we can make things more efficient for our constituency, that's where I'm going.
And cost effective.
Yeah, hopefully that was a good overview or
Yes.
Absolutely. Got some
sort of conversation.
Definitely have some questions that I'll follow up with you on. Just in a different venue for the length of discussion, things like that. So
Thank you. Yeah, I just I wanted to make myself known before the end of budget time, and here we are.
yeah. It's the most wonderful time of year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
And I think we have your contact information.
Yep, you have my contact information. Unfortunately, I apologize, I didn't bring my business cards with me when I was in a rush to get out of the door this morning. So.
Good job, and you have to stay there and wait.
Yeah, I apologize for that.
Slap in.
Okay, thank you.
So that's me, and feel free to reach out with any questions or concerns you might have.
Okay.
Thank you.
Telephone or email? Which you prefer?
My preferred email?
Or what do you prefer, telephone or email? When we contact you?
Oh, feel free to call me and feel free to email me. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. I'm
Okay.
happy.
All right.
Happy to hear from you at all.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Man, you step on just for a second to the bathroom.
I screenshotted
Do a PowerPoint
Um,
presentation that I prepared for next time.
thermal, it was on Facebook. And it was people talking about it before, it's not about Rico, but about geothermal, I was wanting to,
That's interesting.
but I can't find
Did
it.
you actually make a?
Well, Jim Watt, that's what he had on his hand.
Is it geothermal?
I should have left.
But I'll see the other way.
I didn't mean to say that.
Maybe it's somewhere.
I'm gonna go to run Zoom.
Good to see you.
Always happy.
Be careful. You forgot to tell me that you've been vetted through CBI.
Oh, vetted, yeah, I have been vetted through the open box, and I got vetted through that, yep. Yeah, so
Which means he's had got that certain, he's not exactly.
Moving along, while we have you guys here, sorry, we're behind. Have you guys seen the new CPI index?
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
I'm a unique
Pulled up.
IT admin in the sense of
I know to-
already been a director for a second.
Yes.
Do you have to keep up on them?
The what?
You have to keep up on their.
No, just if I have to work with open box again or whatnot, they'll revamp me. Yeah,
Very simple process.
very simple. We don't know, we check them, CCIC and NCIC. Yep,
Always good seeing you.
great to see you.
Be safe.
Great day.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
Sheriff, have you got a chance to see the CPI index?
No, I have not.
For elected officials. So looking at, I mean, we're at 5C. It looks like an increase for commissioners to 67,360, sheriffs to 75,511, and assessors and clerk and our treasurer moving up to 67,360 as well. Coroner. There would be an increase to $15,225. We don't have surveyors. Perspective last year. We're sitting at 64,100 for commissioners, treasurer, assessor, and clerk, and 71,857 for sheriff.
Not that I don't appreciate getting that big of a raise, but how long can we afford that? Just asking.
We can't afford none of them, but. It's set by legislation.
I get it, I get it.
And we know that it's gonna go up every year. And until something breaks with the system, until legislation changes. Mineral County had submitted legislation to, wasn't even a set thing for counties that they would be forced to do. It was an opt-in. And it would have been to get away from the CPI and into the Rocky Mountain States BLS, which would have been more affordable for our 31 frontier counties. And it failed miserably in discussion. And a large reason of that was because of our small resort counties that elected officials need a higher wage to live in those areas. So for any type of legislative change to get elected official salaries adjusted, you're not going to have the support of a lot of the small counties. Because they are some more wealthy counties. Yeah. I mean, Aspen's not big. So I don't know what to do legislatively. To adjust it, the only power we do have is to pursue legislation to change a category, which is the process that is there.
May I ask why this was on the agenda before you talked to any elected officials about it?
So we could.
Put it on the agenda for
This wasn't
discussion.
called down.
No, now.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was even on the agenda.
Oh,
I just got back today, seeing this. I mean. Think a email, text message to all the elected officials saying, hey, this is gonna be on the agenda, we need to talk about it. Or have one of those elected official meetings where we all get together down here and discuss it, would have been better than finding out when I came down here for a budget meeting.
So found out about this last
Last
week.
Thursday.
Yes.
Yeah.
And today's Monday. Wanted to bring it up sooner than later, so we didn't end up in a situation like last year where it fell through.
Yeah, but Thursday.
And with that, I'm saying this is a discussion. I don't anticipate any decision being made with this today. But I wanted it on the record of a meeting that this is occurring. What I mean by it occurring is that this is out now.
Right.
Because we cannot have an incident like last year.
It didn't fall through the cracks, but go on.
So all it is information, then you say the next election cycle, your salary is going to go up.
Let me just explain what it is.
Yeah, that's what this is. The salary will be going up for Dolores County to.
Those,
I think we just didn't know if you guys had looked at the legislation yet, that was,
Oh, I've been keeping them.
oh, you keep an eye on.
I've been checking.
So are we trying to put something in legislation before that happens, or?
I think that's a meeting to
So the
Is
process
that
for
like
that
the
would be,
discussion today, or
Discuss.
what are we?
so
you all.
the process for that would be obtaining sponsorship with our legislators. And putting that on for the 2026 session. To change a category.
But that is something,
So we would drop down to. BD.
but it won't
To
change until
61.
2027.
It would be for that.
Because 2026 was already set,
Yeah.
so it won't change until 2027.
Yes. The reason to do this early and get it on the agenda early is for anybody that is anticipating on running in 26. Will have an idea of what their salary is gonna be, one way or the other.
So is that what we're looking to do, is drop down to the D category for 61?
can I speak?
So I would say that would be a discussion after we've gone and talked to our elected officials.
Okay,
And
Yes,
that you have from each
definitely.
member.
With all the elected officials.
okay,
No, that's,
This wasn't to supersede anything without your knowledge. This was to bring it to light that this is out
okay.
and
This
we
is
need
what
to
we're
look
looking
at
at.
it.
Well, I appreciate the information because I didn't know.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
so I think personally, if I can speak, like the first of next year. Have a meeting,
No,
no?
this year.
You
Like
have to
this
have it
Have to have
before.
legislation.
Mhm.
No, this month?
Because you have to have
We
it
have to
filed
have
by
it in.
February.
Yeah. We need to have a meeting soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys agree?
This week, I would think.
We're gonna have to wait till next year.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're missing one.
Because
so.
parts of it now.
And then,
Just so we're on
of
the
course,
same page.
we have to bring in Aaron.
Of course.
And you need to consider budget in time,
Mhm.
what it will look like in the budget. With the
For 2027.
values going down as much as they're going to go down and how much.
Yeah, I'll find this out and then it'll go out in the email. Yeah. So when would be good for you guys? Since you were here this week, Thursday?
I will not be here
Thursday will have to
Thursday.
be in-
And I will not be here Thursday. If Linda and Eric,
Wednesday, which we have our Wednesday anyway.
You're talking about this week, right?
Vouchers to me to put my.
She just told me Monday if she wants me here. Tuesday.
Perfect.
Any day this week, but after this week, then probably not. Because 2 weeks, yeah,
So we'll plan on Wednesday,
but this is going to be
9 o'clock.
That'll work.
Does that work, Shayla?
Yeah. 9 o'clock, so?
9 o'clock?
That'll work. I can text, or do you guys wanna text Lydia and see if that works for her?
I'll shoot an email and say we will be having a meeting Wednesday. Yeah.
So we just give Aaron a call,
Yeah.
see if he can attend.
town contract.
Checks his email.
We'll have to do it for next Monday,
Next Monday.
so we'll have to get.
And have you figured it out and everything?
It was a little.
Yeah,
you were just like,
town board asked me that,
I'm just
so
like, we didn't talk about.
that's it, be patient. Get it done before the end of the year, just be patient. Okay.
Didn't know what it was.
And we'll probably work on that this week.
That, what, I don't
Yes.
know if you,
Okay,
remember, we were going that last year.
Yeah.
They didn't know. Well, I
You're
knew,
notifying us, you're biting it in the butt
well,
early.
and if it's common knowledge, it's legislation.
it'd be nice to have an email from the state saying, big red flag, saying, okay, here it comes.
Yep.
Instead of just like,
Yes.
It comes out on the secretaries.
Well, I know, I just,
Yeah.
yeah, but I called.
Usually it does, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
haven't
they
seen it
send
come
them a little
through.
bit later on.
I've looked at it for years.
I never did get them.
Long before I
I
was given
got
her
mine.
law.
Never
Yeah.
got them.
I mean,
always
yeah, I
looked at
got
it,
that one. So.
I
I didn't
on the
know.
I'm a
website.
little
Yeah.
perturbed by CCI because I've contacted them, at least monthly, usually about every other week, asking when it's out. They said when it comes out, they'll let me know, and I Googled it and found it.
And last year it was out in October, like
Yeah.
the first of
And it
October.
was,
Yes,
The letter on it for last year says November 24th.
it was out October
it was
19th.
October 24th last year, and it was November 7th.
Oh, was that what it was?
But if you look back on the letter on the Senate for last year, it doesn't say October 24th, it says November 24th.
Oh. But I remember seeing it in October. I don't know why. I don't know why I looked, I always did, I don't know why.
So, and
No,
it's something I've asked CCI to keep me updated if any other counties are attempting to change other categories simply because it goes through as one piece of legislation rather than each county. I know last week there were counties that were interested in it but never went through with it. I'll reach out again and see if there's nothing.
and some last year went up category, like Mason County, instead of dropping, they went up.
Last year, I don't know.
Or maybe, yeah,
I
Mason
tell
County
you,
went up.
right? 23 was the last year that there been a legislative change when it comes to classifications.
What did Mason Community last year then? It's something to raise their elected official salary,
Nothing with.
well, they can't do it unless they go through legislation.
Bert, I don't see Mason County on here.
Let's see.
Don't see anything in place of. Some have shifted categories completely and some have just shifted levels. I don't see this. So, okay, we'll plan on meeting them.
Wednesday at 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Okay. Just to make sure.
And I'll get with you, Don, this week and we'll go over that.
So is this just gonna be a workshop with elected officials or a public meeting?
And then what about donating time to Katie? Anybody coming here to Little Lenore?
I would like to see
Donate time to him if you want.
at least, I know the
Do
ability.
you go to Lenore to do it?
She has a
Take action.
fill out. What's
Whether-
going on, Katie?
Not
Her
any
son's in
change
hospital
or
with
looking at
cancer.
change, or pursuing a change. I mean, I wouldn't anticipate that
Almost
the
died.
resolution will be adopted, but even if it's pursuing legislation. there's some support. And the more,
Hi, Don.
the more you can be open to the public with this, the better. In the anticipation for anybody that will be running in 2026. They need, everything we do with this needs to be public.
So a resolution kind of like how we did last time.
He's not wanting to do a resolution.
Oh.
He wants to move forward with looking into legislation.
That was nothing public. The
But
resolution.
everything in
Yeah.
public.
If that's the direction we want to go, there needs to be an
Yeah.
everything that we do with this, I would like to have it as an open meeting recorded.
Okay, I missed that part, I'm sorry. I was eavesdropping.
But the process is, counties that do seek to classification change, they do have to adopt a resolution for it. I don't, said that our, like Lee Simpson will not ever support classification change again. I don't know if that is true or if that was just what it said. Because a county had said that they were going to pursue a classification change. and never adopted a resolution, then backed out on legislation. So.
Oh.
I think we might have to go a little bit broader for our legislators to find support.
I noticed that there was proposed legislation that was actually shot down that would have allowed commissioners to take partial salaries besides the 50%.
Yes.
And it was shot down.
Yes.
I don't understand the rationale on that.
I would tell you exactly why. The small frontier counties that are resort counties want the highest salary possible for the cost of living. They say we can't afford to be an elected official in our county with no salary.
That makes
So-
sense for them, but what about for us? You know what I mean? Who has nothing.
Well, we're way lower
They
than
could
what
have
they are.
chosen not to reduce their salaries.
There were a couple opt-in, yeah. There are a couple even opt-in, wouldn't affect their county, and they voted no on it.
But
And it doesn't affect them, it just affects us. So I'm very pessimistic that we are gonna be able to pass any legislation, even if it doesn't affect other counties. I'm to the point where I could even go and say, this is only for Dolores County. We just need everybody else to say, yes, let them do what they want. And I would say it in my
But
vote.
this is what's so sad. If we're at 5C, we're already low. We've got 2 counties lower than us. In the whole state of Colorado, we're not high. I mean, we're like low. So that's
That's
what
the system.
I mean, we can still lower one more, but we're at the bottom of the pond now. That's
Well, you know
not-
what happens if we go to the very lowest and it's financially unsustainable? for the
Yeah.
county? Well, it's the option then.
Yeah. I agree.
It's the system.
But it's Montezuma County, they're over 100, aren't they? 100 and some thousand?
They went through an increase in 2023. Moved from a 3D to a 3A. I wonder how that feels now when you're looking at reducing force.
That they're broke, yeah. I mean, Dolores County's always been Forest County, they've taken pride in saying that's always been embarrassing.
But
Forest County in the state.
so. Wednesday.
She would be here too at 9.
Okay.
I just got off the phone with that conference. If this may be a good time to talk about social services, if you guys are done or.
Absolutely. We just have some items of new business that are not pressing. Just need to talk to them.
I just sat on a county attorney DHS Zoom call. There were 50 attorneys on there and they don't know anything. The one thing that was shocking is according to the group, the state is wanting bids from proposed hub counties by Christmas.
How do we know? We don't have the freaking numbers to.
That's
Do it.
Everyone said, what are you talking about? Yeah, they're looking for bids according to this group by Christmas.
And nothing to go by. So throw out a number. Wow.
And then each county, according to these folks, each county is going to have to participate financially in paying for the hub. So you are going to be, they're talking about creating districts and it's almost like authorities. You guys are familiar with authorities where authorities are created by multiple, 2 or more counties get together and they create an authority.
Housing authority.
And then it's determined how they're gonna be funded, contributions and everything else. So it's not like we're gonna be able to just sit back and not contribute apparently to these.
Is there ever an example where that is a good thing for small poor counties?
Fire authorities I've seen work.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, sharpen your pencils if you wanna get that bid in before Christmas, I guess.
Wow.
I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to start.
No one does. They were all going, what are we supposed to be doing? So the discussion at the call was, is there anything we can do to slow this down? The consensus was probably not because they've linked it to budget. And it's the governor's pet project before the end of this term. And they weren't thinking that there's gonna be anything you can do to slow it down.
So what happens if they don't get a bid?
They're just gonna appoint?
Well, and here's the funny thing, you sit on a call like this. And miraculously, there's 11 counties that don't seem too worried about it.
I guess they're the ones that are highlighted on that page. Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah,
It wouldn't surprise me if they don't have a number in mind already.
I bet they've talked.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know how they couldn't step into that without knowing already.
The whole thing stinks. I mean, it's really,
It was predetermined long ago.
I bet there's backdoor discussions. I can only expect that to be happening.
Sad.
But
I'd love to throw out a really good offer and run a wrench.
let's see how it goes.
Wow.
Anyway, that's all I had. There was a lot of questions, not a lot of answers.
New business. Have resolution 2012-25-06. And this resolution is from our budget officer requesting transfer of funds from the EMPG grant fund to the general fund in the amount of $4,912.
You guys.
75 cents.
9.
I make a motion to approve resolution number 12-25-06 in the amount of $44,912.75. Motion and a second, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes as well.
Yes.
Resolution number 12-25-06, transferring funds from the MPG grant to general fund, $44,912.75 passes. Resolution number 12-25-07. Request from the Dolores County Budget Officer to transfer funds from the Southwest RETAC EMS grant funds to the general fund in the amount of $19,344.43.
Speak of that motion.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Yes. Yes.
I'm a yes as well. Resolution number 12-25-07. Passed, transferring $19,344.43 from Southwest RETAC EMS grant fund to general fund.
I'll second that motion.
That motion passed.
Okay.
That motion. This is number 8 for the day, so. Resolution number 12-25-08. This is a request of the Dolores County Budget Officer, transferring funds from the SW8HAC.
Margaret, what is that different than RETAC?
This is probably a better question to Keith. This is SWAYHAC. This is another grant that he got that we paid for the stuff and then they reimburse us. So this money from the SWAYHAC one, I think, comes from Council of Governments. We've had to call them a couple times and say, well, why are you sending us a check? We have no idea. And that's what this one is for.
Or you still don't know what it's for?
It's mostly equipment. The RETAC and the SWAYHAC, I think, are grants that he uses for.
RETAC was radios.
Yeah, could be radios, but
Well, RETAC goes to our ambulance to retail.
yeah,
It's split
to
up
all
between
of
the.
those
There's good composition, yeah.
supplies for those places. So we're not technically supposed to see the funds, but the way it's been working, I guess, is we have been expending the funds and their reimbursement basically, but not really. Yeah, I don't know.
So are we gonna, excuse me,
Well, go ahead.
so are we gonna find out about the? This went away. The thing that he was gonna build up at.
Oh, the cabin.
Oh, the cabin.
Yeah.
We've never heard of. About the cabin.
Do they know we're not doing it?
It sounds like they do now.
Okay,
It sounds like they called Keith and checked on the progress,
Okay.
and
they'll be sending
he
us a
said,
bill.
I did not tell him, I said, tell him the check's in the mail, and. But
So
And
we're
they're
wanting
wanting
to
to
sell
sell
that.
Let me keep up their,
it's down here, it's not, nothing's been moved out.
no, I mean, it's here.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah,
Whatever we decide that.
yeah. Where am I at with this one, Shayla?
That's why that grant, you guys were
Yeah,
asking
you were,
about.
you just put it out there, we get a motion.
Okay. Make a motion to approve resolution number 12-25-08. Sway Hack grant fund to the general fund is the amount of $11,919.78. A motion, a second, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes, as well.
And next week, there will be several other fund transfers. We do several others. We'll do them for extension office for the prizes that they give for the rodeos and stuff. So almost working on those final figures for us. So next week, there'll be several other fund transfers that we will be doing. End of the year, that all move back into the general fund.
Now, additional agenda item, Claire Olmston funding, resolution number 12-25-09. I'm requesting distribution of funds from the Claire Olmston Fund in the amount of $500.
Yeah, oh, that.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 12-25-09 in the amount of $500. Transfer from Claire Olmston Fund.
I'll second that motion.
Motion, a second, all in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, as well. Second item of our added new business, this is the auto agent contract for the treasurer's office. And previously, I believe we had approved this contingent upon
Wording in the contract.
wording in the contract
That's what
and
was talking about,
our
yeah.
legal lesson.
So didn't we do that at Rico? So do you have to vote on it again or just sign it?
I mean, we voted on it,
Mhm.
contingent upon changes.
Looks.
I think we're good.
Perfect. We did vote on
We did. I think it was Rico.
We were
it. I was
meeting
signing
up there.
contingent upon voting.
Yeah.
We gotta focus on that. Animal business. I don't think we have anything there for today. We do have the two resolutions,
Yes.
12-25-03, and then our budget message.
Yeah, I'll
To
get
make
those
those
for you.
changes, we'll sign those, and Shayla, I want to get with you after and just make sure I've got everything signed that I
Okay.
need to.
Okay.
There's that, do you guys have anything?
I don't.
Make a motion to adjourn. A motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor of adjourn?
Yes.
On this.